Few would realise, let alone know, that at the heart of the anti-inflation constituency was Bill Kelty. Not some corporate whiz or a business council supremo. They wouldn't have had a clue how to break the back of inflation. But Bill Kelty knew that inflation put the biggest monkey on working people's backs as it tore away at their savings, at their income, their savings, and saddled them up, of course, with larger mortgages than they need otherwise have. Only with a Labor government could inflation in Australia have been defeated, without scarifying the workforce in a way we're now seeing in places like Greece and Spain for other economic maladies, but the kind of attack that is mounted and the kind of burden that is borne by ordinary men and women in dealing with endemic inflation is something we avoided. Planned, accord-agreed restraint in nominal wages growth in return for tax cuts flowing from reductions in government spending was effected, all to maintain, through strong employment growth, concomitant growth in household disposable income. So while we had wages, the wage share and GDP trending down to re-establish investment in Australia, we had household disposable income rising because more people in households were in work. Coupled, of course, with a floating exchange rate cushioning the external adjustment and a monetary policy through a Reserve Bank adopting a medium-term, over-the-cycle inflation target. This is how inflation was defeated in Australia, and this is why there has been a 36% real increase in wages since 1991. Very few countries you go around the world today and look at the real increase, not the nominal increase, the real increase in wages since 1991. In Australia it's 36%. In the United States, for instance, it's something like 3 or 4. The Liberals were completely defeated by inflation. They didn't know what to do with it. Howard as Treasurer left me 11% inflation and 10% unemployment. And the worst thing was we had to gift this great and engineered victory to them in 1996. The next worst thing, of course, was that the parliamentary Labor opposition forfeited Labor's ownership of this historic achievement, and with it Labor's claim to the doubling of trend productivity and the consequent reduction in inflation and interest rates.